You will experience this training from the point of view of a new team member. Pay attention. Your trainer will be prompted to stop the video at various times for questions or interaction.
My name is Dave Eisnacker. I am the president of Green Metals, and I'm going to initiate your Phase 1 training in talking about safety. We're pleased that you're here, and we're going to go through a number of safety items and steps to start your day. First and foremost, our commitment to safety is to provide a safe work environment for all our team members. I'd like to present this to you, which is our safety declaration and a procedure that we follow every day.
Good morning. My name is Teron Slaughter. I'm the operations manager at this location. How are you doing? Please have a seat. Alright, before we go on the floor today, the first thing we're going to discuss is the requirements of our PPE program here at Green Metals. So please pay attention because this information is very important. It will protect you and as well as your team members as you're conducting the operations on our work floor. First thing we're going to go over is our clothing standard. It's very important that you wear quarter-length sleeves, or if you have long sleeve shirt, that is okay as well. As far as our pants requirement, we have to have full-length pants, no holes, and your pants must be at the hips or above. No sagging is suggested. Here at Green Metals, we do have a head protection program. At our metals facilities, hard hats with chin straps are required. At our non-metals facilities, hard hats with the chin strap, depending upon that location, is required, as well as a soft cap and a bump cap. With eye protection, you are required to wear safety glasses at all points of the facility. They must be ANSI approved. In some cases, depending upon the process that you're working, you will have to wear a face shield or goggles as needed. Here at GMI, hearing protection is required in certain locations, in certain tasks. Your trainer will provide you with hearing protection if it's required for that job and that task. Your trainers, your group leaders, team leaders, as well as myself, will always ensure that you have the required PPE. Whether it's worn, torn, or damaged, we will be able to replace that PPE when needed. Here at GMI, we also conduct PPE weekly checks to ensure that you have the adequate PPE for your job and your tasks. GMI takes PPE violations very seriously, so please ensure to wear the proper PPE when needed, and when you do need new PPE, conduct a stop, call, wait, and get with myself or my team, and we will provide that PPE for you.
Trainers, please give your trainees the PPE needed for your specific location. Then, ask them to don and doff the PPE and make sure that they fully understand how the PPE works.
Alright, it was so great to meet you. My next colleague will talk to you about our next safety topic.
Hi, welcome to Green Metals. I'm Kevin Tipton. I'm the operations manager here in Kentucky at the Metals Division. Come on, I'll give you a tour. So a couple things real quick. There's a lot of moving equipment here at the Metals location. Anywhere you're going through any intersections, whether you're at Toyota inside the plant or you're at a Green Metals location, you want to use stop with point at all intersections. The equipment has the right of way, so you need to make sure that you keep eye contact with other people using the equipment And if you have a radio, you can always use radio contact to make sure they don't. Always keep your distance from moving equipment and be aware of your surroundings at all times. Come on, this will have to be some more.
Hello everyone, I'm Sherrick Alexander. I am the safety rep from the Alabama location, and I would like to speak with you about stop, call, wait. Whenever you initiate a stop, call, wait, you want to stop the process that you're working on, call your supervisor, and wait for further instructions. Please do not continue working until you have received further instructions from your supervisor. Now, you will initiate a stop, call, wait when there is an abnormal situation. Abnormal situation occurs when the work becomes abnormal to the process that is causing a safety hazard or an issue within the normal means of your work process. Now, after you conduct a stop, call, wait, your group leader or supervisor will conduct a GHP. A GHP, which is group hazard prediction, is when a group of people get together to assess the situation and hazards that are present and try to come up with a short work instruction or process to eliminate such hazards that are present that cause you to conduct a stop, call, wait. Now, when speaking of stop, call, wait, we also have stop, call, report. Stop, call, wait is initiated before an accident. Stop, call, report is initiated after an accident has occurred. If you are in an accident or if you witness an accident, please report immediately.
Come in. Well, hello there. I'm Rachel. I'm the Kentucky Non-Metallics Manager, and I'll be doing your next portion of your safety training. So, come on, let's go hit the floor. Okay, so we're in the facility. You want to make sure you're aware of mobile equipment and hazards in the workplace. Oh goodness, that fan's been there for years. I trip over it almost every single time I'm out here. What's that? You're right, we couldn't fill out a Hiri-Hado form. Well, you say, let's go back to the office and I'll help you fill one out. So let's go ahead and go into the office and fill out a Hiri-Hado form. So if you want to have a seat, I'll grab you a form. And here's the form, and we will fill this out together.
Trainers, please hand your trainees a blank Hiri-Hado form. Trainees, you will fill out this Hiri-Hado form along with Rachel as she is explaining it. Remember, this form is just for practice, so unfortunately it can't be turned in yet. After some practice though, you can turn in your own form and get credit for it.
So as the team member, you are just worried about filling out this top section of the Hiri-Hado. So we're going to start by filling in today's date. So go ahead and fill that in. So next we're going to do the time. And if you would go ahead and put your name on here because we want you getting credit for identifying the safety hazard. The shop, and then was it on the floor, was it in the office? So we identified this trip hazard on the floor, so you want to put in floor. So it was a near miss because unfortunately I almost tripped and fell. Is it environmentally related? No, this one isn't. This is more of one of those safety Hiri-Hados we talked about. So we're just going to do a brief description. So fan cord is across the walkway creating a trip hazard, and that's all you got to fill in. So next thing you're going to do is you're going to take this and turn this into your supervisor. They're going to go ahead and assign the tracking number, and they're going to work on correcting this issue and keep you updated with the steps they take throughout this process. So this one here is one that we can actually turn into a risk assessment. That risk assessment is if we change or improve your environment and eliminate or reduce the safety hazard. So what your supervisor has done in this instance was reroute the power so we weren't having a trip hazard in the walkway. So she has completed that risk assessment and turned it in, and now she will meet with you, go over what was done, and y'all work together and close this out. Let her know if you were pleased with the action taken, yes or no. If you're not, please detail why not so we can prevent future reoccurrence. And then we're going to document who met with you, if they gave you a copy of your Hiri-Hado, and the date it was closed. I'm going to go ahead and send that with you so you can turn it into your supervisor, and I'm going to hand you off to my colleague for the next safety topic.
How you doing, Eric? I overheard you talking to one of my colleagues over there regarding first aid. I wanted to carry the conversation over into bloodborne pathogens. Some accidents can be very serious and may involve injury. Are you first aid trained? If you're interested, that is something you can be trained on down the road. It's important that anyone assisting an injured person is first aid certified, especially if the injured person is bleeding. Bloodborne pathogens are microorganisms, can cause disease and are in human blood. So if you're not interested in first aid, perform a stop, call, wait, and wait for the authorities to come by.
Oh, hello. I'm Dan Johnson, Corporate Safety Manager here at GMI. I'm currently inventorying our fire cabinet with chemicals inside of it. You got a minute to give me a hand? Outstanding. If you look in here, well, I've got some of these containers that don't have the lids on them. So are you trained with the SDS safety data sheets? Oh, well, let's take care of that first, and I'll take you up front and we'll talk about the SDS, and then we can come back out to this. The Occupational Health and Safety Administration states that all team members have the right to understand the chemicals that they'll be working with. So the way we communicate this to you is through the safety data sheets, otherwise known as the SDS. Every chemical that we have at our facilities is listed in these books, and they're broken down into chapters that tell you what the chemical is for, how to properly use it, the PPE that is needed, and any emergency items that you would need to know for fire safety or your own personal safety. You have the right to understand any chemical before you start using it, so please don't just jump out there and grab a can or grab a bottle and start using it. Ask some questions, because you need to protect yourself, and the government gives you the right to understand.
Trainers, you will now take the trainees to find the location's SDS book.
Hi, I'm Brian. Since you're here, I was going to see if you'd be able to help me pick up something today. Great, great. Do you know what ergonomics is? Good, I can tell you a little bit about it. If lifting procedures and stuff like that, Green Metals, ergonomics is the #1 injury in Green Metals, GMI. It is always nice to have 2 people lifting stuff. Anything, our limits is 25 pounds or under for single person. If you need to lift anything over 25 pounds or so like that, it's always best to have a team. If you need to, you know, you can always look at the situation, stuff like that. You can always use a fork truck. You can always use pallet jacks. There's several different techniques and utensils out there to help you lift anything there like that, to where you won't have to have a ergonomic injury or anything like that today. If you don't care, I got one box here. If you don't care, just it's 25 pounds, a little bit heavier than that. I just want to see if you might be able to help me to get it up on the table, please. One of the major things about ergonomics lifting and stuff like that as a team and everything like that is you want to lift with your legs, not your back. So if you don't care to help me, we'll just try to take this box, lift it up on the counter, and we should be done with the project. Just remember, we'll just count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Go down, lift the box, set up there, and then we should be okay. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Great, excellent. You lift with your legs, not your back. That's how we do the ergonomics. Make sure you're safe, everybody's safe. If you see anybody not doing it right, please bring it up and say, let me see if I can help you, or don't be afraid to ask for help. All right, thank you.
Hey, good morning. I'm Landon. I'm the manager here for Mississippi Non-Metals. Come on, follow me. Are you okay? All right, well, no worries. We'll get that taken care of. Here at Green Metals, we want to make sure that all of our working surfaces are clear. We don't want any obstructions like that, no rocks, oil, debris in the way. We'll make sure we get that cleared and taken care of. All right, so, getting a phone call. Right now is not a good time to take it when we're out here on the floor like this or out here in an industrial area. with lots of equipment and moving pieces, so we want to make sure we take that somewhere safer, so I'll take that later on. All right, let's keep going.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Jordan Sharp. I'm the assistant manager here. We're dealing with a little bit of a situation right now. We got some equipment down, kind of putting us behind. We got to get some work done to this electrical box. But we can't do that. Myself, I can't do that. You have to be qualified maintenance, or we bring in an outside contractor. Obviously, going into it, if I was to mess with this, then there are obviously some things that could happen. Hey, I thought you all were going to be here to fix this morning. You're putting us way behind, man. And I used to fix car stereos. You know what? I can just do it myself. And that's why I don't do this myself. So right now I need to really take a look at this and get somebody over here. So I'm going to send you to another member of management to walk you through some more safety items.
Hi, welcome to Green Metals. I'm Marcus Reeder. Come in and have a seat. Alright, so do you know what lockout tagout is? Locks are to prevent the machine from turning on and preventing that energy from harming you. The tag is the warning or communication to surrounding team members that the machine is being locked out. Two types of people. There's authorized, so that is someone who is authorized to lock out machines and make repairs. Then you have affected. Affected is someone who is affected by a machine being locked out. You're an affected employee. If you see a lock on a machine, perform a stop, call, wait. Never remove a lock or a tag that was not assigned to you. Out of service tags are placed on many pieces of equipment that needs repair. If you see an out of service tag on any piece of equipment, do not touch. If you need to place an out of service tag on a cart or a piece of equipment, perform a stop, call, wait. Alright, and that ends our lockout tag out. So I have another colleague that is going to come in and speak with you shortly.
Hi there, I'm Rich McComas. I'm the manager here with Green Metals of West Virginia, and I want to welcome you to Green Metals. As part of your new hire orientation for safety, we want to discuss evacuation and take shelter requirements here at GMI. The issue is why do we have this program, and we're going to discuss that. We're going to talk about the procedures to go to those locations, as well as the responsibilities that you may have as a new team member. The very first thing we're going to remind you is that your supervisor should automatically, on your first day, show you where these take shelter locations are at, as well as the routes or the routes to your gathering areas for evacuation. So we're going to walk up this way, and we're going to show you in this building where the take shelter locations would be, or severe weather location gathering areas up here. Just a reminder that yes, GMI does have a program that is written, and that program is in our emergency action plan. So yes, question, yes, we do have a written program. As I said, it's in the emergency action plan. That emergency action plan covers emergency procedures for certain events such as fires, floods, chemical spills, severe weather, those type of situations. And it's important that you understand your role and your responsibility in those programs, and that's what it's for. Those programs are always available for you as a new team member, or even the team member to know where those are at, as well as we also have route maps posted throughout the facilities to also show you where those locations would be at. But in this building, this is our severe weather shelter area. So if you hear an alarm and each facility may be a little bit different in your location of what those alarms are. It's also your group leader or your supervisor's responsibility to teach you what those alarms sound like at these locations for both take shelter and evacuations. But anyway, this is our severe weather shelter area. We would take these severe weather shelter locations, we would gather there for sort of tornado warnings, possible other things such as severe weather that would happen throughout this area. So once you're notified of that, you're going to hear an alarm that goes off, and then you're going to proceed as safely as possible to this location. Once you're at this location, you will be gathered in here, and a head count will be taken by your supervisor. You will stay in these shelter until the all clear has been given. One of the things that we need you to understand is you need to get to these locations as quickly as possible. And the reason for that is a couple. One is we don't want to have to send somebody out to look for you if you decide to stop at the restroom or something of that nature. Just get there as quickly as possible. The other thing is that we will stay in those locations until we get the word that the all clear signal has been given. Once the head count's given, then that will go up to whoever the control group is, the control manager for that scenario would be, okay? So it's important that you get there as fast as you can. So we're going to move now into where we would go for evacuation. And our evacuation or the gathering area is different, like I said, for each location. In this place, it's right outside and across the road here, or the railroad tracks, is where you would gather. Again, those areas would be for, if we were to evacuate this building, it could be due to a fire, it could be to something as a chemical spill, or something of that nature, even a bomb threat. We would evacuate this building. Again, we ask that you get out there as fast as you can, or as quickly and safely as you can, so that we do not have to look for you, and we can get a proper head count. At that point, you will stay in those gathering areas until, again, the all clear signal has been given, or further directions have been given. Why do we want you to know these areas? Well, there's a couple reasons. One is we're here as Green Metals to provide you with the safest working environment that we possibly can, and we want you to be trained immediately to where you can go to these locations in these areas. So we'll go outside here. You see, we will gather right out here to our area right over here, and we will gather as a group, and we will stay in this area again until the all clear has been given to go back in. Now, one of the things that you will happen while you're here at Green Metals is you will not only learn what your roles and responsibilities are for evacuations or take shelters, or whatever your responsibility is going to be, but you're also going to have practice drills throughout your time here. And the reason we do that is we want you to understand what the alarms sound like. We want you to be able to safely get to the areas. Example, if it's smoke filled in there, or if there's some reason we have to get you to get out in the dark or whatever, that you know how to get to those locations and what to do. So again, if you have any questions, please ask your supervisors or your group leaders, and if at all cases, just practice stop, call, and wait.
Your trainer will now take you to the evacuation routes and evacuation points for tornado and fire.
Mark Martinez, Texas Metallic Division. Another thing we need to discuss on your first day is that of workplace violence. And workplace violence can be anything from an inappropriate or aggressive conversation during your lunch break, or you or another team member exchanging physical touch. This is discouraged in the workplace. And in the workplace can be anywhere from inside the office, out on the production floor, inside company equipment, or even at satellite work locations, be it Green Metal satellite work locations or a customer site. So we highly discourage any inappropriate or controversial conversations while on the job, and don't touch another team member. Even if it's in a joking manner, horseplay can escalate and lead to workplace violence. So keep your hands to yourself. Another thing we need to discuss, unfortunately, in today's rapidly changing world is the threat of active shooters in the workplace. One thing that we need to teach you, and we need you to internalize on your first day, is the idea of run, hide, fight. With the number of increasing active shooter events, these three ideas in your mind can be the difference between life or death. In the event of an active shooter emergency, the first thing you want to do is run. Get as far away as you possibly can. Be aware of your surroundings and get to the quickest exit as rapidly as possible. So know your exits whenever you're in a new place or a place that you work on a regular basis. If you're not able to run, the next thing you want to do is hide. Get into a secure place, lock the doors, use whatever you can to barricade the entrance. Make sure you turn off all the lights. Get as far away from the line of sight as possible. And remember to silence your cell phones. Your last option in an extreme emergency is to fight. So if you're in a good hiding spot, try to find anything you can to improvise a weapon. That way, if the shooter comes to you, you can do what's necessary to save yourself. This is just a last resort. But if it comes to this, do anything that you need to get out alive.
Hi, I'm Paris Kelch, and I am the environmental specialist for Green Metals. At Green Metals, we take our environmental safety very seriously and our environmental policy seriously as well. Just as serious as the safety policy that you read earlier. It's very important. So we are under an ISO 14001 certificate, and that means that we follow a set of standards that shares requirements for us for our environmental management system, or EMS. An EMS allows us to monitor and improve any environmental aspect or impact of our company. An environmental aspect is any element of our activities that could interact with the environment. And an environmental impact is any change to the environment. And so that could be beneficial, or it could be a negative impact as well. So what is your role? So your role is to, one, read the environmental policy and commit to it. It's very important that we conform to that policy. And then also any other procedures in place. So throughout the year, you will be trained on this policy, and you will also be trained on different procedures that relate to the activities of your job. And you will also get knowledge about those significant impacts that is related to your job as well. And so it's really important that you are conforming to that and understanding the significance of it and how it relates to the environmental policy. On the behalf of Green Metals, I am so excited that you're here and committing to workplace safety and environmental safety.
Please ask your trainer any questions you have about the training.